Everyone in my family thinks I cut my mother out because of money. The truth is, it was never about the money. It was about the night she raised her hand against me in public. I've been with my husband Blake, 30, for 6 years now, and we're just 2 months away from meeting our very first child. You'd think this would be the happiest time of our lives, but his sister, Gertrude, 34, has made everything feel like a storm cloud hanging over us. Before I even tell you what happened at my baby shower last weekend, I need you to understand exactly who Gertrude is. Because trust me, it'll all make sense. Gertrude never married, never had kids, and lives with their mom about half an hour away from us. On the surface, she's just a quirky, slightly restless person. But in reality, she's intense. I mean, when Blake and I first started dating, she used to call him constantly, sometimes multiple times in a single day, demanding to know where he was, who he was with, what he was doing. At first, I thought maybe she was just a protective older sister. Blake explained that after their dad walked out when he was 12 and she was 16, she basically stepped into the parent role while their mom worked 2 jobs. I get it. That must have been hard. But the problem is, she never let go. Now, Gertrude works as a bookkeeper, but she's always chasing these little, dream businesses. 1 month she's into handmade jewelry, the next she wants a food truck, and then suddenly she's opening a pet grooming service. None of them stick. She loses interest before anything gets off the ground. And of course, Blake's the one she turns to when she's short on cash. He's lent her money more times than I can count, 500 here, 1,000 there. Promises to pay him back? Never kept. But things really went downhill when we got engaged. She wanted her hands in everything. And I mean everything. The venue, the food, even my dress. When I didn't take her advice, she accused me of turning Blake against his family. She showed up uninvited to my bridal shower and threw a fit when she realized she wasn't a bridesmaid. At our actual wedding, she stood up and gave this long, unplanned speech about how she's always been the most important woman in Blake's life and how our bond could never break theirs. 10 minutes of that in front of all our guests. Can you imagine? Blake confronted her later, but she just brushed it off, like nothing happened. Fast forward to 4 months ago when we announced I was pregnant. That's when things took a sharp turn into something even more unsettling. Gertrude started showing up with bags and bags of baby things, clothes that weren't even the right sizes, random toys, mismatched furniture. She bought formula and bottles after I'd already told her we planned to breastfeed. And every time she dropped something off, she'd talk like it was a given that she'd be babysitting our child, regularly. But here's the thing, we never asked her to babysit. Blake and I had already agreed my mom, who's retired and lives nearby, would be our main support. Gertrude just decided she'd be a caregiver, like she had some kind of automatic right to that role. 3 weeks ago, she called Blake and insisted she wanted to plan my baby shower. Sweet idea, except, my sister Amy and my mother-in-law had already arranged everything. Venue booked, invitation sent, decorations ordered. When Blake told her, she went off, claimed I was excluding her from another family milestone. Blake tried to keep the peace and offered that she could help with setup. She agreed, but you could feel the bitterness in her voice. Now here's where things went off the rails. The shower was set for Sunday noon start. By 11 o'clock, the